dealing with the nature and extent of your relationship with Sergeant Nkosi. That was the question posed to you. So would you read the question and then read your response there too?
Yes.
Thank you.
The nature and extent of my relationship with Sergeant Fanny Nkosi, and when and how did it commence? I have known Sergeant Nkosi from the early 90s while he was still attending school at Ntokozweni Primary School in Soshanguve. We come from the same neighborhood in Soshanguve. In 1996, I became actively involved in managing the family business, which was when I started having close interaction with Sergeant Nkosi. Sergeant Nkosi used to frequent the business and he would volunteer to clean the vehicles, and he would sometimes receive stipend for his efforts. Our relationship has grown since. I regard him as a family friend to the extent that our families chose me to lead a delegation that was sent to negotiate his lobola, which culminated in marriage. As indicated, in paragraph 7 above, our relationship remained that of brother to a point where when he faces life challenges, he is comfortable to engage with me on personal level, including marital advice as and when he encounters challenges.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just to understand you then, you have known Sergeant Nkosi for at least 30 years, from what I can gather from that.
That's correct, Commissioner.
And then I see that you say you have become, or he has become, or both families have become quite acquainted.
That's correct.
Can I ask you, would that relationship extend to his other siblings, including Mr. Beki Nkosi?
I do engage with Fanny when they have family challenges, marriages. We do intervene with my wife to do counseling and so forth.
And this would include Beki as well?
Yes, that's correct.
Then let's move on to the next subtopic.
Explain the frequency or number of instances of my meetings and exchanges with Sergeant Nkosi and the purpose of such meetings or interaction. Also indicate whether I have discussed or informed Sergeant Nkosi of any matter relating to the City of Tshwane and Tshwane Metropolitan Police Department. If I have done so, to explain what the legitimate basis, if any, was for so doing. My communication with Sergeant Nkosi is frequent and flows naturally as it will be between the brothers. It is impossible to keep records of how many times we have engaged on any particular topic. Our discussion encompasses many aspects, not limited to a particular matter. The recent discussion, among others, were when he came to me and requested assistance in completing a tender document for his younger brother. I refused to assist Sergeant Nkosi, and instead I advised that helping him with the request will amount to a conflict of interest. I referred Sergeant Nkosi to Nico Matobela for assistance. I did so because Mr. Matobela is well vested with administrative matters.
And who exactly is Mr. Matobela?
Pardon, Commissioner?
Who exactly is Mr. Matobela?
Mr. Matobela, I knew Mr. Matobela when I was managing the family business. He used to assist us with, a document for buses and so forth, applications and so forth. He's not an employee of a city, he's someone from outside.
Thank you.
Commissioner, just to understand, we will get the dates as and when we look into your chats as to when this conversation happened. But for now, can you just confirm that this assistance of completing a tender document for his younger brother will this relate to Ngaphesheya Security Services?
That's correct.
Then we can move on.
If I have received any payment or benefit from Sergeant Nkosi, whether directly or indirectly, whether I have received payment from a third party through Sergeant Nkosi, I want to put it on record that I have never received any payments nor benefit from Sergeant Nkosi, whether directly or indirectly, nor received payments from a third party through him or anyone else. If I have met Sergeant Nkosi in the presence of Mr. Mpho Lekukela, if so, what was the purpose of such meetings? Did the meeting relate to the business of the City of Tshwane or the Tshwane Metropolitan Police Department? I have never met Sergeant Nkosi in the presence of Mr. Mpho Lekukela for any reason whatsoever.
But you will accept that you would know Mr. Lekukela?
Mr. Lekukela, I know him as he was an employee, I think, of the city. I've never had any relations with him.
That's precise, yes. Please continue, Commissioner.
Here, I think it was the
Commissioner,
matters.
maybe I should say this to you. In terms of this topic, in fact, please don't read to the record. The topic there, it ought not to have been asked of you to comment on this. And for the record, I want you to skip paragraph 17 to 28 because it deals with issues that are not relevant, at least for the purpose of this commission. So please disregard that, and then we'll move to paragraph 29 instead, on the next page, page 6.
If I have ever met or interacted with Mr. Josie Banyoni, Mr. Vusi Matlala, and Mr. Mandla Mngina, and to provide full details of the meetings, interactions, including details of those present at each and the location and the purpose of each such meetings. I have never met, interacted with Mr. Josie Banyoni, Mr. Vusi Matlala, and Mr. Mandla Mngina for whatsoever reasons.
Do you know of them, though? Any of those individuals?
The one that I know, I've never met with him, it's Mr. Josie Banyoni. He used to work with my brother in the taxi industry when they were establishing Salta. They were together in the taxi industry. That's the only person that I know.
But you never met him?
I've never met with him or interacted with him.
And the other two gentlemen, apart from perhaps what we know from the media?
I don't know them.
Thank you.
Indicate whether I have any interest.
So just
Sorry.
Last question.
Yes, sorry.
Because you did mention in the beginning about the business, and now you just mentioned again the taxi business. Are you still in the taxi business? Are you in the taxi business?
It's the family that is in the taxi business.
So
It's a family business.
Thank you. We can proceed.
Indicate whether I have any interest in or relationship with any of the following companies or close cooperation, whether directly or indirectly, or any other shareholders and directors. Kubis 85 Solution, I don't have any interest or relationship, whether directly or indirectly, with any of their shareholders or directors. Ngaphesheya Construction and Project, I don't have any interest in the company directly or indirectly. However, I know Peggy Nkosi as a younger brother to Sergeant Nkosi. Triotic Protection Services, I don't have any interest in the company or relationship directly or indirectly. 2COP in Security Services, I don't have any interest in the company or relationship directly or indirectly. Vehemently Security and Protection Services. I don't have any interest in the company or relationship directly or indirectly. El Shaddai Security Services. I don't have any interest in the company or relationship directly or indirectly. Any other bidder in
Before you continue, I just want us to get some clarity on 3 companies. Let's start with Ngaphesheya. Part of the question is that, do you have any relationship with their shareholders or directors? And perhaps extend to employees by virtue. Would you accept that for a moment that you do have at least a relationship with Ngaphesheya through Nkosi, because you did consider him as at least close family member?
I think I indicated that I know him as a younger brother, but I don't have interest in the company directly or indirectly that perhaps I benefit financially, but I do know Nkosi.
Yes, no, we're not
Yes,
asking that. We're saying at least there is a relationship there.
Yes.
And if there was to be evidence that Sergeant Nkosi was doing some work for Ngaphesheya, would you also accept that on that score, you would also have a relationship with someone who, if there is evidence, who also does some work for Ngaphesheya?
Yes.
Thank you. And then the next company there, it's Triotic Protection Services. I think it's an open secret that it is somehow, or it was somehow linked to one Mr. Bonzo Mudise.
Yes.
I think his middle name is Eugene.
Yes.
And I don't want to take it further than that. The only question I want to ask you is that, do you have any relationship or interaction with Mr. Mudise?
It's only when we go to MECO meetings that I'll meet him, but I don't have any relationship or interactions with him, Mr. Mudise.
Okay, thank you. And then the last company there would be, that I want us to discuss, would be the very last one, El Shaddai Security Services. You have testified that you don't have any relationships.
Yes.
Would that extend to the employees of El Shaddai?
Yes.
And former employees?
Yes.
Okay. Then can we move to the next topic?
Before we move, can you just expand on 31.1, Commissioner? Good morning. Because all you say there is you have no interest in the company directly or indirectly. However, I know Nkosi as a younger brother of Sergeant Nkosi. So what does that have to do with Ngaphesheya? Did you know that Mr. Nkosi is the owner or has interest in Ngaphesheya?
Yes, Commissioner. Sergeant Nkosi approached me to assist him, as I indicated earlier on.
Assist with what?
With tender document.
For Ngaphesheya?
Yes.
And he told you that it's his brother's company?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. Commissioner Lamini, we can then move on, pick it up from the very last topic on page 8.
Okay. Any other bidder in respect of tender TMPD 02-2016-17, TMPD 01-24-25, and TMPD 03-24-25. I don't have any interest or relationship, whether directly or indirectly, with any other bidder in respect of tender TMPD 02-26-17, TMPD 1-24-25, and TMPD 3-24-25.
Okay, please move on.
In relation to the above, to provide full details of the following: whether I have had any interaction with the shareholders, members or directors of Gubis 85 Solution, PTD, and any other bidder. If so, provide details including the names of such person, the dates, place, and purpose of such meetings or interactions. The interactions I had with Director of GUBIS 85 was when Mr. Kane Mpofu of Supply Chain Management invited me to a meeting at his office. However, I cannot recall the date of the meeting, but it was around March 2025. The meeting was attended between Mr. Madlanga and Mr. Kwadi of GUBIS 85 Solution and Mr. Mpofu and myself. The meeting was called because Mr. Madlanga raised concern with outstanding payments relating to his company.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just to clarify, this meeting, you were invited by Mr. Kane Mpofu.
That's correct.
And then your answer to the question is that you've never set up or had any contact with anyone from GUBIS to set up a meeting.
That's correct, Commissioner.
Deputy Commissioner, we've come to know that there's a difference between services that were, the regular services that were provided and ad hoc services,
Yes.
all arising from the same tender contract.
Yes.
This meeting and issues about payment,
Yes.
what did it relate to, the delayed payments? Was it ad hoc services or the regular contract services?
It was on ad hoc services, Commissioner, that we attended on March. I think it will be explained later on. They were owed for a period of 6 months, starting from July 2024 up to December 2024, when that complaint came. And I think there was an outstanding invoice that was of a previous financial year for May. So this meeting was all about it, to say how are they gonna get paid that invoice that is outstanding for the month of May, which was never paid to them.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr.
Commissioner,
Secretary.
documents relating to that specific meeting, do you have them?
I don't have document relating to that specific meeting, Commissioner.
I will tell you how it will assist. The witness we had yesterday also spoke about outstanding invoices from 2024. But we are still not clear who had requested those services from GUBIS. So perhaps if we could get those documents relating to 2024 ad hoc services and invoices,
Okay.
it will assist us. So if you can please search for them. If they are not there, they are not there. But if you are able to find them, can you please make them available to the Commission?
They will be there, Commissioner, because we load them on a subsystem. I'll request that we get them. I only have a spreadsheet of the payment of companies that were owed starting from July 2024 to December.
Yeah, only this one. And what we are looking for is the letter requesting GUBIS to provide the ad hoc services in 2024.
The letter we didn't have because it's not within my environment to deploy them.
Yes.
What we do, we process invoice as received from a division that has verified that services were rendered accordingly signed off by that division.
So all those documents, if you have them or you are able to find them.
Yes,
If they are not there, they are not there, it's fine.
the invoices are there.
Commissioner, then, just to wrap up this point. So the upshot of it is that you were invited to this meeting to deal with issues relating to late payments or non-payments of GUBIS invoices.
Yes.
Just tell us, what was the outcome of that meeting, just briefly?
The outcome of that meeting, I indicated to them to say the May invoice, there's no way in which it can be processed from my section. It's of a previous financial year. The division concerned need to put in a report for post facto in order for that invoice to be paid, which must be approved by the city manager. Which goes with consequence management, because, it's of a previous financial year. It will create audit issues, for the city. So that's what I indicated to them. And I also indicated to them to say, initially when they started issues of, raising concerns around payments and so forth, I advised Mr. Mpofu to say, these were taken with the CFO, and it might not be proper for us at that level as junior officials to the CFO to engage on these matters. So I then advised that they must then take these matters up with the CFO where they've started.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next topic.
Giving details whether I have assisted directly or indirectly any bidder in respect of tenders TMPD 2 2016-17, TMPD 1 24-25, and TMPD 3 24-25. I have not assisted directly or indirectly any bidder in respect of tender TMPD 2 2016-17, TMPD 1 24-25, and TMPD 3 24-25.